Welcome everybody to the 20th annual Standdown in Bradenton, Florida. I'm here with all these people and we're kicking off this wonderful event that for the community that actually targets homeless veterans and those people at risk of homelessness in our community. We're here today to talk to different people. You're going to be hearing interviews with veterans, with citizens, with vendors, with all those people who have come together to collaborate to provide this day of service for people who really need to connect to be able to get successful in their lives. So welcome. We look forward to showing you what we have here, and I hope that you will enjoy this presentation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning. We're here today with Priscilla Trace, the commissioners from Manatee County, and we'd like to see, why do you come to the Standdown event?
I think it's important for, I'm humbled by veterans, people that have served, and this is all about them today, and also we've been able to include other people that need, but for people that have served and that now need help, I'm happy that as a county and as organizations that we give back to them, because it's important.
And how many years have you been coming to the Standdown event?
This is my third Standdown event.
And what was your impression of the last ones?
Once again, anytime I get into something the amount of volunteers, everybody trying to help each other, it's humbling. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it, except I'm kind of proud to live in Manatee County. Makes you happy.
Thank you. I'm here with Sarah Calandro. Sarah is on the board of directors for Turning Points. And Sarah, tell me a little bit about why you like Standdown.
Standdown is such a great event. There are so many services here that are provided to veterans, and people who aren't veterans show up for this event as well. So they can come in and get a haircut and a shave or a shower, new clothes, a hot meal. There are activities for kids here today. There's a band. It's a really fun day for everyone, the volunteers and the people who attend.
Why is this event important to you as a board member of Turning Points?
Well, our board, the leadership at Turning Points for years has been here to provide all of the services for those who are homeless and those who are at risk of becoming homeless. So giving back and volunteering at an event like this personally gives me a really great feeling that I can see our work in action.
That's great. Thank you. And now we're with a veteran who has served our country and used some of our services, and I'm going to have you listen to Mr. Forrest. Forrest, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I came to the program about 2 years ago, and I got assistance from the One Step, and now I'm living in an apartment, and they helped me out a great deal with my life, and now I'm stable, and ready to go, and I'm here to volunteer today.
So what has been the greatest achievement that you've been able to do through Turning Points? What of our services helped you the most?
Finding a good place to live, and I'm able to sustain a good lifestyle right now.
And what are you able to do now that you're volunteering for us today?
I'm assisting with the veteran services over here, and I helped unload bicycles for the raffle and stuff like that.
And what branch of service did you serve in?
The United States Army.
And are you also doing other volunteer services?
Not right now, no.
Okay. And Forrest, coming from where you have, what would you encourage other veterans to do today to be able to take advantage of these services?
Go down to the One Step program and seek out help from our counselors, and they'll assist you in getting your life back on track and helping you find a place to live.
And now we're with Derek Hurd, the program manager for SSVF programs at Turning Point. I started this doing Standdown 13 years ago and was pretty much responsible for everything. In the last 2 years, I haven't done anything. So how has that been, taking over all of the Standdown responsibilities?
It's been an enormous responsibility, but it's also been kind of easy because most of the people that work with Standdown have been working with Standdown for many years, so it's just a matter of organizing them and staying on top of it on a month-to-month basis.
It's a lot of meetings and a lot of getting people organized and coordinating, and you've done a fabulous job. And Derek, tell us a little bit about why you like Standdown.
Well, let's go back to the planning phase. I tell people all the time that this is probably the most well-planned 4-hour event in the world. We start planning for the Standdown in July, and we have planning meetings every month leading up to the event. So a lot of planning goes into it, and if you look around, you'll see the results of all of that planning.
You must have good relationships with all of these organizations to be able to keep them organized.
Absolutely, and not only that, we receive quite a bit of in-kind donations to help us do this. This year we raised over $20,000, which we needed because we didn't get the normal grant that we normally get for this. So this is a manifestation of a lot of people supporting us and supporting our program and supporting our veterans.
Well, tell us a little bit about what you do at Turning Points then. What is it that you actually do for veterans?
Our Yellow Ribbon program is it exists for 2 reasons. One, to end homelessness. So we do that by finding veterans that are homeless, literally homeless, and that need a place to live, and we can help them get a home. And then the other piece of that program is the prevention program, which allows us to jump in and help clients that are falling behind on their rent or utilities, so we can help them out to prevent them from becoming homeless.
You know, this is a great job, but what's the thing that keeps you coming back year after year?
Just the satisfaction of looking in the face of somebody who You know, if it hadn't have been for a decision here or there that I made, that I could have been in the same situation. So just to know that you're helping somebody who at one point raised their right hand and swore to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Anytime you can help somebody that does that, it just gives you a great feeling.
Well, we are honored to have Derek as our program manager, and we're very sorry to see him go. He's going to be retiring soon, and Godspeed.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to work for you and this organization and to help our veterans.
Okay, Derek, tell us a little bit about what's going on here today. What's available for people?
We have a plethora of services available, from social services to medical services. We have an amnesty court for those who have misdemeanors that may be preventing them from getting their IDs. We have displays from we have a meal prepared by the Salvation Army. We've got a display from the Florida National Guard, the U.S. Coast Guard. We're going to have military surplus provided by the VA. There's a health coach here, several vision vans, the Florida Department of Health, just all types of services from across the county here to help people in need.
And what's the highlight of this stand down for most of the participants, do you think?
The absolute highlight is the bicycle raffle that we have towards the end. And what we do is we give the clients a punch card, and they have to have the punch card punched 6 times by visiting 6 of the vendors here. Once they do that, they drop their card into the raffle bucket, and then we raffle off bicycles. This year we're able to raffle off 40 bicycles, all of which were provided by donations in kind.
That's great. Thank you. So we're here now with Ed Padilla. He's a longtime Standdown provider. And Ed, why do you keep coming back to Standdown?
Well, I've been working with veterans so long, it's just a natural thing to do, but I love to be out here with my veterans and to participate in this event. It's my 10th event in Bradenton. Previously, I attended Standdowns in San Diego, Sacramento, and Reno, Nevada. So it's just everything. I don't even know if I've missed one in the last 20 years myself.
So what's your favorite part of the event?
Well, I like the music behind us here as well. I like to have things run in an orderly fashion also, but that's because I'm a veteran.
So what was your veteran service?
Pardon me?
What was your veteran service?
Oh, I was in the Army as a combat engineer, and I was a counselor. I graduated from the Academy of Health Science, Fort Sam Houston, Texas, and been involved with veteran services since then. And now I'm retired to the American Legion as their service officer here at Kirby Stewart, Post 24.
And what kinds of things do you do here at Standdown today?
Well, right now I'm doing security, making sure everything's running smoothly. And if there's any questions about veteran status or anything I can assist any veterans with, I'm going to jump in and do it.
And what would you like people outside to know about Standdown and why it's important?
It's important because we need to welcome veterans no matter what era of combat they're in. To let them know that we care, we're here for them, and provide whatever service is necessary for them to thrive and in particular get off the streets.
That's really important, finding housing.
Yes. If they want to contact me at the Legion or come and see Derek and I at the Yellow Ribbon Program at Turning Points to start the ball rolling for housing or any other services, please do come. I volunteer at Turning Points on Mondays and Fridays, 9 to 11.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
And now we're with Tom Hayden. Tom is one of our volunteers in the Yellow Ribbon program at Turning Points. And Tom, is this your first rodeo here?
This is my very first, and I'm as excited as can be.
And what's your impression?
My impression is that it's so well organized, it's almost unbelievable. From the very first moment, from the very first meeting that we had, I realized that everybody knew the job that they had to do, and lo and behold, it turned out that everybody did their job, and what you see is the result.
So, what do you think the people are going to enjoy the most here today?
I think the camaraderie, and I think they feel safe here. Just the people that I've spoken to in the last half hour after they've come through the gate, they tell me that they've waited all year for this.
It's really an event that people do look forward to. And how does it tie into the services that you're volunteering with at Turning Points?
Well, it ties in perfectly because not only do we try to provide housing for the homeless, but actually we try to save lives. And I think I can tell you that there are a number of cases in which we have saved lives. And the people that come through that gate today are in a lot of cases desperate, and they're going to find help today, and they're going to find relief today, which is, to me, is what it's all about.
So what is it that motivates you to do this work?
I'm a Vietnam veteran, and I saw so many of my brothers come home with problems, and those problems are still not fixed. And I need to give back. I waited a long time to do something like this, and kind of found Turning Points and the Yellow Ribbon Program by accident, and it's been wonderful.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
And now we have the privilege of being here with Bob Healy, one of the oldest veterans that we've had at this event. So Bob, tell us a little bit about your service.
Well, I was in, before Pearl Harbor, I was at Fort Terry, New York State, in Pearl Harbor. I was in World War II in Guadalcanal, Philippines. Got out, I was in the service for a little while. Got out and they called me back in, the National Guard outfit, and I was in Korea.
So you served in both World War II and Korea?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's good to be here. Pam, my wife, Colleen rather, lost a son. It'll be 50 years tomorrow.
Oh,
in the Korea.
In Vietnam.
So this event must be really close to your heart then, the Standdown event.
Oh, it's great.
Yes.
It's great. I know right now, being in Florida, I'm froze.
A little cold today.
Yeah.
So Colleen, you had your son, you lost your son, is that right?
No, my brother in
Your
Vietnam.
brother. You lost your brother.
Yeah, first day out on his first mission.
Oh my. So this is also a special event for you?
Yeah, this is the first time we've heard of it. Derek Hurd invited us.
That's great. So,
He made us promise that we'd be here.
well, we're so glad you're here, and thank you so much for your service.
Great to be here.
And now we're in Veteran Services. This is a special place during Standdown, and I'd like to introduce you to Paul and Paul is in charge of the veteran services here at Standdown. So Paul, tell us what happens here.
Thank you, Adele. We have the opportunity to serve the very veterans that served us by providing for them clothing and boots and field materials. We see a lot of homeless veterans here that we want to help. They come through turning points, and we schedule this wonderful annual event. This is the 20th anniversary of this event. They are registered prior to the event, and they come into this Quonset hut that you see behind me, where we distribute materials given to them, given to us to give to them by charities throughout the Bradenton area, through Manatee County area. They sign in with the VA, and they go through the various positions here to receive the items that we have for them, the items that have been donated.
So in order to be eligible for this, they're screened by the VA to make sure they're veterans?
Yes, that's exactly right, Adele. They are screened, and actually we're doing the screening right behind us here. They have the computer records, they verify each veteran's eligibility, and then we allow them to go through and select the items that we have behind us.
And can you tell us, like, what's the main goal of getting them ready today with all these items?
Well, the primary goal is to help them be more self-sufficient. Some of them have needy items or need items, I should say, to help them with their daily living. But ultimately, we would like to work with them to try to get them, the homeless ones, off the street.
And it looks like you have lots of different vendors here. What kind of people do you have providing services?
We have veteran support people. We have the folks from Goodwill who are just tremendous. They provide a lot of items for our veterans, clothing items. They also have a wonderful job training program that we can get our veterans into to get them employed and allow them to stay in housing.
And who are some of your other partners providing services in here?
Suncoast is another provider here. We have a supplier who provides mobility for our veterans, wheelchairs and canes, and of course, just a number of others that help our veterans.
And it looks like they can even get a haircut here.
That they can.
Okay. Thank you. And now we're here in the Veteran Services area with Fritz Potter, and he's with the Volunteers of America. So Fritz, can you tell us a little bit about Volunteers of America and why you're here?
Our mission here is to serve homeless veterans in a transitional housing program. They're in the program to help get stably housed and employment services through our community resources such as Turning Points, JFCS, and Goodwill.
And so that's here in Manatee County, is that correct?
Correct.
And how many beds do you have for veterans here?
We have 20 beds and 10 apartments, fully furnished.
And how long can people stay in those?
Up to 2 years.
Wow. So you have a lot of support services then?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us a little bit about some of those programs.
JFCS is a program that is called OMAP, an Operation Military Program, Assistance Program, and they allow us to provide services for giving stable housing for, I believe, 3 to 6 months. And then Turning Points as well has that same program. And then Goodwill offers our veterans an employment opportunity.
So really, if somebody comes to Turning Points and they don't have any kind of housing, how easy is it for them to get into your transitional housing program?
Right now we have 3 openings. So right now it'd be pretty much come and get it. Exactly.
So if you're out there and need some help with housing and you're a homeless veteran, come and see us either at Turning Points or JFCS. Thank you, Fritz.
Thank you.
And now we're here again at the Veteran Services area with representatives from the Suncoast Independent Living. So, Olivia, can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
We give out free medical equipment for anybody with a disability. We have wheelchairs. We have wheelchairs today for all the veterans that will require one, canes. But we, on a daily basis, do have shower chairs, transfer benches, and any medical equipment that a person with a disability would need.
And Margaret Ann, tell us, how long have you been involved with this event?
Well, this is my first year here, so it's very impressive. And I think that one of the messages we're trying to get out to everybody, veterans as well as the general public, is that we all have disabilities. We all have issues. I say that you're either born with them, you acquire them, or you age into them. So people need to know there are resources available to them, especially our veterans, but everyone needs to know that it's an opportunity to get the help that you need to stay living as independently as possible.
So are these services available to people who are not veterans?
Yes, anybody with a disability will qualify for any medical equipment as long as they do have a disability. We also built ramps, large ramps and mini ramps. So it's also all free. All our items are free. Everything in our agency is free.
So if somebody needed some help with disability information or equipment, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, we serve Sarasota and Manatee counties, so they would just contact us, and we would be happy to kind of find out exactly what they need and how we can provide them with the services and referrals. If we don't know what to do, how to have the program for them, we know how to get them in touch with someone who does.
So that's Suncoast Center for Independent Living. And now again, we're here in the Veteran Services area, and I'm here with Brian Jacobs. And Brian is a veteran. And Brian, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a prior Navy corpsman. I served from 99 to 2005. Did 2 combat tours overseas in Iraq, the 03 invasion, and went back again in 05. And it was one of those things that, as a young boy, you turn into a man pretty fast. But it was something I would do again and again and again if I had to.
Well, what do you think about this Standdown event? Why do you think it's important?
Well, I think it's very important because, when I got out of the military, there wasn't the support system that, we were looking for. Because when you get out of the military, you're trying to find your brothers and sisters and find a new way to serve and feel like you belong again. And I really think, learning about your identity and trying to find others who are going through similar things kind of empowers you to know that you don't have to check out of this world. Unfortunately, I've gone through some, trials and tribulations of myself, but ended up losing my younger brother to veteran suicide. And so I know it's all too close of what it means to see a family suffer and see a family member suffer. And then even just seeing my father, who's gone through a lot of issues, 20 years in the military, suffers from depression. There's just so many things that I wish that he had, that I had, and that my brother had. And it's great to see that a community's coming together to actually make that impact. And that's what it is, community.
Well, I'm really excited to know that you have a very unique foundation, I understand, that serves veterans. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. We're very blessed. I'm just, when my brother took his life, he ultimately gave my life purpose. And that was something that I comes from higher. Most people would not be able to take the trauma of losing a younger sibling who also served in the military, followed you, you were a brother's keeper. I just, I had to do something. And the only thing I really knew how to do was cook. And I said, if food found me and helped me find myself, maybe there's a chance that it will find others. And that's what we've done. We've allowed food to help find others through culinary, baking, and brewing arts, and even now hydroponics. And we are Vets to Success. We run 4 classes a year. Usually about 3 to 5 veterans come through each class. And we try to empower veterans through food identity, because what a veteran needs is to know that who they are, who they can become, and that what they see in the mirror doesn't have to be something that they're ashamed of. It doesn't have to be something they don't understand what it is. So we empower them to find themselves through food. And that's what saved me, and we've been able to impact over 40 other veterans in our local community just here in Sarasota, Manatee. And now we have an opportunity to put in a farm, do some revenues from a farm, strawberries, and then also be able to teach and educate, but at the same time, we're going to Nashville, Tennessee, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, the Carolinas, and there's just so many great things happening, and we're just coming back together, doing a new mission, new service together again.
So is this a model that you're taking throughout the United States?
Yes, this is, we always talk about what can we do as a community, as a state, as a city to, make an impact in our homeless, displaced, and at-risk population, which is what we specialize in. This is that model, and we've been very blessed and fortunate that we're the only organization in the country doing what we do.
Wow, that's amazing. So if people wanted to find out more about your foundation, how do they find out?
You can find us at www.vets2success.org. That's vets, VETS, number 2, success.org. And then you're able to look on the site, see the new classes, see the new veterans, and follow a story and see what's going on. And just be able to empower another veteran, reach out to somebody you see on there. It's a small world, it's a small community, and everybody knows everybody.
Well, thank you so much for your service and for reaching out and helping others. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Thank you all for being here. I mean, this is what this is about. Media can be used in such a powerful tool, and this is very powerful to hear the good stories, the good things happen from all these organizations doing great things. So we're honored to be here.
Thank you. And now we're here with Eric Hodges from USF, and he's got a kind of unique program going on for a research project. And Eric, can you tell us more about it?
Sure. So early this past year, we were contacted by the Manatee County Veterans Council to conduct a study looking into sort of what the veteran population looks like in Manatee County. The VA provides certain details regarding age, gender, branch of service, but they really don't provide any information regarding housing status, employment, quality of life issues, physical health, mental health, quality of relationships. How veteran friendly is Manatee County for veterans? So access to health care, affordable housing, employment opportunities, things like that. So at USFSM, we decided to take this study on. We're sending out a survey to around 5,000 veterans in Manatee County. We also have the survey available online where people can go online and take the survey there. And our hopes is that we'll get around 3,000 veterans respond to the survey. That'll give us enough data to make sort of reliable and statistically generalizable conclusions about the issues that veterans are facing in Manatee County. At the end of the day, the purpose of our study is to improve the quality of life for vets and their family members. In addition to the survey going out to veterans, we're also interviewing the family members of veterans to try to get their perspectives on some of the issues that veterans are facing as well. Once we complete the study and analyze the data, we're going to create a public report where we talk about our findings and recommendations for coordinating services and just improving the quality of life for veterans in Manatee County.
And when is this survey going out, or when do you expect this project to be completed?
So the survey is live online right now. We are going to be sending out paper copies of the survey sometime around Veterans Day, and the survey will be open until the end of December.
And when do you hope to have some kind of recommendations ready?
We're hoping to have our final report done by next summer, so summer 2019.
Well, it sounds like a really important thing, and I think that it's really important for people to realize that when you're sending something out and you're homeless, how do you get that to the homeless people?
That's a great question. I mean, that's one of the reasons we're coming out to events like this. We're coming out to the Standdown. We're working with local organizations in the community like Turning Points, who works with homeless veterans to make sure that we're capturing the important opinions that they have to share about their quality of life as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now I'm here with Sylvester. He's a veteran, and he's here in the Veteran Services area. Sylvester, tell us a little bit about what's happening for you today.
Well, it's a whole lot. I'm getting a lot of clothing, and stuff that I need.
And is this your first Standdown?
Yes, this is my first Standdown.
What do you think about this event?
It's good. It's good. It's real nice. I'm getting a lot of stuff.
Well, what kinds of
and a lot
things?
of services.
What are these things that you need the most, do you think?
Well, I need a lot of social services, financial help and stuff like that. But clothing and, all that stuff I need as well.
So will this get you ready for the winter, do you think?
Yeah, no, it won't get me ready for the winter, but it's a start.
Okay. And what exactly do you need then besides these things?
Well, I need financial support because I'm unemployed right now and I haven't worked and I'm looking for disability.
So have you been to some of the places to get assistance, or have you connected with the people here today?
Yes, I've connected today, yes. So I got things going pretty good, yes ma'am.
So that's why it's important, these kinds of events, so you can make those connections?
Yes, oh yes, the VA does a lot for us, so I thank God for that, I really do.
And what branch of the service were you serving in?
Army, United States Army, that's right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now I'm here with Carl Hunsiger, Manatee County representative. And Carl, tell us a little bit about what your impression of Standdown is.
Okay, first of all, Standdown is extremely important. As the chairman of Manatee County's Veterans and Veteran Council, it's important to bring all of our organizations together in support of our veterans. You can't have veteran advocacy and just talk about it. You actually have to do something about it. And within Turning Points, and of course the Yellow Ribbon Program, and Derek Hurd and Edwin Robinson, and the involvement with all these folks that are taking care of our veterans, that's amazing. But even more important, all the human beings that need to be taken care of. There should never be homelessness in this country. And here in Manatee County, we have Turning Points that takes the lead, the tip of the sword, to make sure that all of our veterans and all of our community and all of our homeless are addressed as far as taking care of their problems. But it's not just a Band-Aid fix. We look for solutions on the out years so that we can have less people actually showing up here, because that means we have success.
And what exactly is the county's participation in the event?
The county's participation in the event is easy. For example, Turning Points is a member of our council. Goodwill's a member of our council. Jewish Family Children's Services is a member of our council. Many of these veteran organizations, many of the people that you see here at this event right now that's taking place for Standdown is part of our Veterans Council. We are part of all that. It's a spoken hub operation. It's basically synchronizing the needs. The requirements are taken care of because everybody understands it and it's on the same page. Therefore, we don't waste our time doing things that may not make the difference. And everything we do today does make a difference.
So communication, you would say, is probably a really important part of this, so that people don't duplicate services and do things that use the resources efficiently?
That's correct. Communications. I mean, communications, you can have failure, you can have great success. So if you have communications and everybody is on the same page, you're going to have great outcome. You're going to have a product that's going to make a difference for so many. And that's the product that you see here today. As we go around, you'll see in the course of this video, you're going to see many people that are volunteering their time on a Saturday, a beautiful day in Manatee County, and they're volunteering their time to come out here because they're passionate about what they're doing, and it means a lot to them, but it really means a lot also to the people that they're taking care of.
Well, thank you, Carl, and I must say congratulations on being the ambassador recognized by Goodwill.
Well, you're quite welcome, Adele, and thank you for all you do and your team does. Thank you.
Hi, here we are with Dennis Turner, and Dennis Turner used to be my program manager at Turning Points, and he's still with us as a volunteer for Standdown. So, Dennis, what keeps you coming back, and why are you here?
Well, what keeps me coming back, Adele, is not only the veteran, but your mentorship. You've always been great for me. This alone, 20th year, I can't believe it. I remember when I started doing this in 2013, when I first started with Turning Points, and it just draws me back every year. So seeing the smile on the veterans' faces and seeing the volunteers' enthusiasm in helping veterans, as a veteran myself, I really cling to it.
So I know that you're doing work with some of the younger people. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I'm in charge of a youth group sponsored by the Navy League of Manatee and Sarasota County. They're called the Maritime Eagles. We meet at Manatee School of the Arts as well as Coast Guard Station Cortez. It's a program for youth between 10 and 18 years old, not forcing them to join any branch of the military service, but we're trying to just make good citizens.
And what kinds of things do you do with them?
We volunteer, of course, with the veterans. We do educational things, STEM programs, of course, build relationships and making them good stewards for the community.
You're doing a great job, and they were involved today as the color guard, is that correct?
That's correct. And we're also doing color guard at the not the fairgrounds, at the community center for the state college volleyball team.
And I'm sure they'll be involved in the Veterans Parade coming up.
Yes, they will.
Okay. And so, Dennis, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on in this room?
Well, this is the area that's dedicated to homeless veterans. They have services that they can see the VA. They can get hooked up with places that will give them assistance getting the DD-214, getting sponsored with the VA, and also donations of many kinds, getting them prepared for the foul weather, Florida standards, sweatshirts, boots, something to carry it with, and anything that the homeless veteran might need to get through what we would consider a harsh winter in Florida.
Thank you.
And now we are with Mayor Bryant from the City of Palmetto. Welcome, Mayor Bryant.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
And there is no one in our area that does so much for veterans as Mayor Bryant and her administration does. So, Mayor Bryant, I hear there's a veterans event that you have coming up.
Absolutely. And not surprisingly, it's on November 11th at 11 o'clock at Sutton Park. So we realize it's on a Sunday, but we're hoping that people will try to manage their schedule, not miss church, of course, but join us for the Veterans Parade in Palmetto. So we'll have a ceremony and a parade, and we really love to have the public come out and support our veterans. We all appreciate our freedoms and their sacrifices, and so that's our opportunity to come out and really salute and thank them for what they've done for us.
And what time is the parade and the event?
It starts at 11 o'clock at Sutton Park.
Wonderful. And what can you tell us today about Standdown? I know you've been coming out here to Standdown for many years. Tell us what you think about Standdown.
I tell you, it's amazing. I'm so proud of our community when I come out here and I walk around and I see all the different agencies and different organizations that come out and volunteer their time and their resources to help our veterans. And you know, it just says volumes about our respect and regard for our veterans. So we're hoping that a lot of the veterans that are in need of help will still show up today and be part of what's going on here and take advantage of it, because this is our opportunity yet again to give back to our veterans.
Thank you.
And now we're here with Angel Colonesco, Clerk of the Court for Manatee County. And Angel, tell us a little bit about the Amnesty Court that's going on inside.
Amnesty Court is a mobile type courtroom in there. There's a full setup with a judge, the state attorney, and they are in there forgiving minor offenses, minor infraction type things. And it gives veterans a chance. It's for veterans. It gives them a chance to clear their record. Their fees are waived, and they can start fresh and have a new start.
So why is that important?
It's very important because when people have court costs and fines to pay, that weighs them down, and it keeps them from being able to get on their feet if they need to pay rent and pay utilities, things like that. And it's in line with this event. We give veterans a chance to clear their record on those minor things.
And so you're not seeing anybody for driving offenses or felonies or anything like that?
Not felonies, no, not felonies. But there's a mixture of different incidents in there, the minor infraction type incidents.
And after they have these fines and fees resolved, what kinds of things can they do then?
Well, then they can go, they're free. They don't have to pay. They don't owe creditors anything like that for their fines and fees that they may already be behind in. And their record is cleared. Probably makes it easier for them to go out and apply and get a job, things like that.
I think it's, I know for a fact it's been really important to several of our people who just couldn't make it past that barrier to be able to get employed or even get a driver's license or a Florida ID. So we really appreciate your help and make sure that that court goes great.
Oh, thank you. And I know that the crew we have in there working from our office are just so happy to do this. They love it every year.
Thank you. And now I'm here with Bill and Barbara, who's helping Bill out today. So Bill is a veteran. Bill, tell us a little bit about your service.
I was in the Navy, got out in 1975, served on an ammunition ship.
And what have you done since then?
I was in the printing business, doing graphic artwork, advertising.
Advertising and marketing?
I didn't do any marketing, I was an artist.
Okay, so in the printing business. Yeah. And how long have you been in Manatee County?
Since 96.
Since 96?
Yeah, I was in Polk County before that.
Okay, and do you have family here?
Not in Manatee, no.
Okay. And Barbara, how do you have a relationship with Bill?
Hi, well, I have a heart for the homeless, and I've worked at your company before as a volunteer, and it's a great organization. Thank you for having it and for being the head of it. And I just met Bill here, and I'm seen to be his personal shopper. So we have some fantastic goodies here. We have a nice warm sweater, so the weather's getting cooler. We have some boots for him. You like the boots, right? Yeah, and some undies, some thermal wear, so he's going to be set for the winter, and he's very appreciative, and I'm just helping him lug some of the things around.
So Bill, what is it that you're looking for? What else could we do to help you?
Well, they're trying to help me find some housing, so...
So come on in to Turning Points and we'll help you with that.
Yeah, I got an appointment for next Friday.
Excellent. So now that you're here, what does it mean to be at Standdown? Why is this important to you?
I've heard of it here for 20 years, but this is the first time I heard about it, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But well, maybe I wasn't in the same predicament last year, so I didn't hear about it.
So what do you think about it?
Oh, I think it's a pretty good deal, for sure.
I think Bill and I are going to have the next dance because we've got a great band who's volunteering. So I'm a ballroom dancer. I think I'll have to take you to this Step the Life Fantastic after we get the rest of your goodies to provide for you.
Okie dokie.
Sounds good. And now we're in a different section of this event, the social services area, and I'm here with Dr. Melvin Price, who's with Manatee MCR Health Services.
Correct.
So, Dr. Price, I understand that you've been involved since the very first Stand Down.
I've been involved with this event from the very beginning, from 2003, along with another person, Leslie DeCoux, who is an ARNP. She helps us out a lot, always volunteers every year, and we've seen it grow from its inception to what it is now, and we're really proud of the work that we do.
So tell us a little bit about how it was in the beginning.
It was really kind of slow in the beginning. We didn't get the word out like we should, but the need was always there. and the need has continued to grow year after year.
And what do you see that has grown the most? I mean, what is it that impresses you most about the event?
Well, we're able to kind of look at everything and look at at these veterans in a holistic manner. We can take care of their physical needs. We have blood pressure screening. We have vision. We have medical. We have dental, podiatry. There's so many different services that we have here that we can offer, and we can follow up with these patients in our offices or lead them to the appropriate agencies that can help them with their needs.
So that is one of the major goals of the event, is to connect people with services, not just today, but to follow up. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Today is just to introduce ourselves, maybe identify some areas of need, and then get them to the right place in order for ongoing care, because that's the most important thing. Episodic one-time visit is okay, but what they really truly need is ongoing care to keep them out of the hospital, keep them out of the emergency room, and really kind of give them a handle on how to take care of themselves in a holistic manner.
And how important do you think that healthcare is with somebody in these low-income populations?
It's extremely important. It's really heartbreaking to see people having to try to choose whether or not they eat or whether or not they purchase medication. And we really shouldn't be in a situation where people have to make that kind of a choice.
We see that every day, and I'm sure you also do. So especially in your specialty, podiatry, what do you think are some of the big problems that you see with people out on the street?
Our biggest problem is diabetes, the increase in the diabetic complications. A lot of these people have what's known as neuropathy, where they can't feel their feet. So they don't know when they injure themselves. And the only time they really realize there's a problem is when there's infection, and then they wind up in the hospital. And it could be limb threatening. They could wind up losing toes, foot, and or leg.
So it's really important for them to get in and have a general screening.
Absolutely, because a lot of the times if they don't know that there's a problem, we can identify a problem before it escalates.
And what about MCR other services that are provided here today?
Today, other services that we have besides our vision and dental and family practice, internal medicine. If you look around, we have our dental, we have vision. We have glasses, optometry department. So we try to take care of just about every need that they can imagine that we can identify.
Excellent. Well, thank you for your participation for all these years, and we look forward to having you even more.
Thank you very much.
And now we're over in this section where lots of people want to come and get their haircut. We're here with James. And James, tell us a little bit about your participation in this event.
My participation, I'm an evening barber instructor at MTC, and this is an event we volunteer for every year. So we're out representing the MTC college.
And how long have you been barbering?
I've been barbering 24 years now.
24 years. Wow. Is this your first time at Standdown?
Actually, we did a Standdown in Sarasota. It's my first time at this actual location, yes.
And why do you think it's important for these people to have a haircut?
Because I think it's important to give back and help who needs, and also a good experience for my students to get out and learn a little more about haircutting, the business, and learning more about giving back. So.
And how many students do you have here with you today?
Today we have 13 students with us today.
13 students.
That's just the barbering part of it, but the cosmetology part has more, even more, representing MTC.
Well, I'm sure everybody is very grateful for you making them look pretty good.
Yeah, we're doing our best.
Thank you. And when you have people come through, what do they say to you? Like, having a haircut make them feel?
Actually, after we greet them, they're happy, appreciative of the services we're providing, and also very happy with the results, just feeling and looking better after the haircut.
And here we are again in the social service area, and I'm here today with Betsy Plant. Betsy is with a wonderful project that we partner with called Blessing Bags. And Betsy, tell us a little bit about your organization.
Our organization started out really small. We started making out just little hygiene kits, and we'd bring them to turning points. We first tried handing them out on the streets and realized that was not a hand up, it was pretty much a hand down. So we encouraged people to go to turning points. And then by visiting there so much, we saw all these children coming in. So we started having people sew these hand-sewn blessing bags. And we put a little snack in, a little toy, a little crayon to keep them busy when they go in first for their services. So it's a little beanie baby to hug, and it just puts smiles on kids' faces.
We found this to be a really important thing when somebody comes in with multiple kids especially, and you know, it's a traumatic time. There's already a lot of stress in the family, and this really goes a long way to helping them settle down and be able to get through the time. So what else does Blessing Bags do?
So we actually feed on 14th Street the last Monday of every month. We're up to about 150 people that we feed. We are going to be having our huge Christmas party, which Turning Points is a part of. This year our goal is to get 100 children sponsored, and they come to Swordfish Grill, and Santa comes in on a big fishing boat with white fishing boots on, and kids get everything they could ask for. We do a whole wish list with the moms and dads or grandparents.
So if somebody wanted to take part in that or sponsor or contribute, how did they get a hold of you?
Okay, they can go on our website, which is theblessingbagsproject.org. They can call the office, which is 941-720-1720, or they could contact maybe someone at Turning Points. They know how to get a hold of us.
Well, thank you for all you do.
And thank you.
Now I'm here at the social service area with Reggie Bellamy. And Reggie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, the exciting thing about myself is that I am a United States Army veteran, and I served in Fort Carson. I did not have any combat time, but when I look around and see a lot of my fellow veteran friends receiving services, it really warms my heart.
And is this the first time you've been to Standdown?
I've been here many a times. This is awesome as far as how the community has this commitment to make sure that they impact the lives of our homeless veterans and extend the services to them. So this is very exciting. We have to make sure we continue to pursue and impact our veterans. They should be a high priority.
So how do you think we can continue providing these services?
Well, I'm sure the services and the opportunities out there, it's all about collaborating and networking and make sure the word is out. And we have a very welcoming spirit here across the fairgrounds out here. So if we continue to open up our arms like you all are doing and embrace the veterans, I think we're going to continue to do magnificent things here.
So when we're here providing services to the veterans, how does that make you feel as a veteran?
When I walked in early this morning and I saw some of the conditions of the veterans, I really said a silent prayer for some of them, but then to think where we are here at the Standdown, and the services are here to impact them and to make sure that they know that we care. It's very, very exciting. However, we have to also make sure we continue to push forward and embrace as many of them as we possibly can.
Thank you. I'm here now with representatives from Wengay Newton's office who are here in the social services area. And Ardenia, tell us a little bit about why you're here today.
Well, we're here today because we want to let the constituents know in the area and in the district that we're here. Our office is down off 64, so we want to make sure that if they have any concerns with any services with the state, that we're able to go ahead and assist them and get them through any kind of red tape or any information that they need. We can go ahead and provide them with that.
And Michelle is a new board member at Turning Points. And Michelle, tell us why you are involved in this issue.
I'm involved because it pulled at my heartstrings. I got to experience a tour once at Turning Points, and from that point on, all I could do is talk about it and try to get more people as encouraged about the issue as I. So I actually want to just help to educate as many people as I can about this, and it just so happens that I lucked out that my boss, Representative Newton, has the same passion that I have.
And what kinds of things can they help you, can the veterans expect from your office?
We help with constituent services, so if they're having any troubles with state agencies and getting the runaround with different things, we can help cut through that red tape and kind of streamline the process a little bit more and make it easier for them.
And how can somebody get a hold of you that is needing some help?
Well, like I said, our office is right behind Flowers Bakery, so when you walk out with your donuts, we're right there in the park, Parkland and Sweet K.
And can they call you?
Of course. The number for the office, give me 1 second. I don't know it by heart. It is 941-727-2042, and we'll be happy to take your call.
Thank you. So now I'm here today again with Dr. Richard Conard, attending our Standdown event. And Dr. Conard, what do you think about this event?
Well, I think not only this event, but in general, your entire program is so impactful and so meaningful for not only our veterans and our homeless, but in general, the contribution it makes to our community here. And the need, as we all know, is so great. I mean, when you figure out that 43 to 45% of our population are very asset limited, income constrained, even though they work, when you then get a single mom with a couple children and they get ill or the car fails, what you guys do is really, I commend you. Of course, I've watched you over the years, and the biggest problem you're having, your success is going to demand that you have a bigger facility somewhere along the line. But no, this is great. This is really a contribution.
And we've worked together with things like RAM because we serve that same population. How do you see it coordinating with that?
Well, as you know, we just finished our 4th annual RAM program and saw 948 people in a long day and a half, did nearly 1,600 procedures, gave out 425 pair of prescription glasses, and about $700,000 worth of services and product. And what we need to do mainly is we need to figure out how we can handle transportation for the homeless to come to our program. And this year, let's work on that together a little more closely. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that is something that our board and us have taken on as one of our major goals, is trying to see if we can connect or partner with something like Uber Health to bring people in for their appointments. So there's a lot of opportunity out there. We just have to work together to be able to do those things.
Yeah, and one thing I'm kind of excited about with RAM now is, you know, if we could get the legislation that allowed us to bring highly vetted physicians who are licensed in other states in for the weekend to help us, that would open up 100,000 professionals. And when we do that, we can take RAM statewide, so that we could have a RAM program every 2 to 3 weeks throughout the state of Florida and make that a very comprehensive instead of kind of an episodic program.
Yeah, that's a major barrier to being able to get volunteers for an event like RAM, is not having them be Florida licensed.
Yes, that's exactly right. This year, Representative Jim Boyd is helping me get that legislation, though, in place at the next session. So if we get that, then my task is to put together $1 million so we can have all the equipment and staff and everything right here to serve the state of Florida.
Well, we'll all help you with that.
Okay, I appreciate that. And once again, my hat's off to you for what you've done.
Thank you.
It's really nice.
Here we are with one of our dedicated volunteers from Turning Points. And Joanne, tell us a little bit about what's going on here for you today.
Hi, I'm just here enjoying the company and socializing and showing everybody what Turning Points does.
So talk to us about what was your role at Turning Points?
Food stamp assistance. I help people apply for food stamps and recertify and find their lost cards.
And what happens when somebody comes in and they don't have any kind of access to food?
We give them the information as far as the food pantries that we have at Turning Points and get them hooked up with the food stamps as fast as we can.
And how long does that take usually?
About 7 days for DCF to process the application.
And do you find that a lot of people are familiar with the food stamp process, or they're able to do this themselves, or why do they come to you?
A lot of people are afraid to use computers or have never learned to use a computer, and everything's online nowadays, the applications. And customer service can be a hassle.
Is there somewhere else in Manatee County that they can go to get help with food stamps?
Manatee Ave East has an office, a storefront office, DCF, that they can see.
Well, we are really very grateful for all the service of Joanne. She's helped so many people with their food, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Another veteran, and Albert, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, it's a long story, but I'll try to give you the short version. I went in the military out of high school after not completing my college, December 13th, 1970. And I had a nice tour visiting the Philippines, Korea, Thailand, and I have, have been privileged enough to work with this fine lady here, Adele. I don't really get to see much of her, but going back to the question, I have a lot of aspirations that have yet to be achieved, but I'm just blessed to be one of the chosen that have been put in a position to be able to give and serve.
So what is it that you're doing here today?
Today, well, I'm multitasking today. A little bit of work from the job and a little bit of collecting some of the, well, it's a tradition that I've been doing for about 4 years now, coming down here to the Standdown every season, and getting some of the perks that's being given to the vets. So that's not the main reason here, but I'm doing a twofer.
So you get services, but you also are volunteering to help the veterans.
Exactly. Yes.
Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you very much.
I'm here now with Mr. Mark DeHaan. Mark is the board president at Turning Points. And Mark, what do you think about Turning Points' stand-down event this year?
I think it's a fantastic event. I've been coming to this event for several years. The services that we are able to provide in a morning is just unbelievable. I have been in every building. I have seen the crowds. Folks are amazed at the offerings that we have here. And it's just a wonderful event that is not to be missed.
Have you seen anybody who's really come up and said thank you, or people who are grateful for the services, or what have you seen that's really hit your heartstrings?
I think it's just folks that are just coming to this event. I've taken people on a tour of every building as a guide this morning, and folks are coming up to me and saying thank you. We didn't know where to go for these services. We didn't know how to achieve what you're doing here today. So thank you very much for everything that you're doing.
It's got to give you, as board president, a feeling of satisfaction to know that you're a big part of us being able to provide this.
Every day I am so blessed to be able to work with an agency like Turning Points. When I see the great work that we do in Manatee County for the folks here that really need us, even though the turnout may be a little bit lighter this year, I think that is a tribute to everything that we're doing, that people are finding jobs, they're getting employment, and they're finding the services that they need.
Well, thank you, and good luck, and thank you for being such a great board president at Turning Points.
Thank you, Adele. I appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody, for watching us today. This wraps it up at our Standdown 20th anniversary event. I'd like to say thank you to all the vendors and participants who came today to make this so successful. We're really so grateful for the participation of everybody, especially the more than 200 volunteers that have come today to provide services that gave up their Saturday morning. It's amazing to me what the passion is for people to help veterans, homeless veterans, and our people who are at risk of homelessness. And on behalf of them, I would like to say thank you. Hopefully you've learned something today about all the different services that are available in our community and what different groups are doing to provide services for those in need. If you'd like to do more, reach out to us at Turning Points, or there's lots of different agencies that you can volunteer at. Everybody pitching in can make this community project successful. So thank you once again.